showing off our 81st sale draft to head to the National Yearling Sales there at Karaka. Look, we're absolutely wrapped with our draft this year. Timing, NZB have done a wonderful job moving the sale dates out, and I think as far as a stud master, yes, I've done well. It's been a good break, but we're looking forward to getting out there. Well, look, we're going to kick things off. We're going to be in our Book 2 draft. It'll be lot 990, 990. Tavachi colt out of the mare Pins on Ice. Tavachi, as we all know, has got off to a wonderful start in his career, the sire from Waikato Stud. Look, this is very typical of the progeny of Tavachi. Got very similar markings to his sire. Pins on Ice is a 3-win mare, and this is being sold on behalf of the client Rue Ormond. He's a cracking colt, great, good-natured horse, very good doing horse, and a horse being easy to prep up for the sales. One thing about these Tavachis, I wish I had a few more in my draft. We've sold well the progeny of Tavachi, and looking forward to getting this bloke up there to Karaka. As you can see, he's well grown, a very muscular horse, plenty of bone underneath him, and as I said, a good strong colour and strong markings like his sire. So there you go, that is the first lot from our Book 2 draft, 990, the Tavachi colt out of Pins on Ice, and from a good Waikato stud family. The next one in is lot 689, the Time Test colt out of Yamania. Now, Time Test, well, you all hear me going on the radio on Saturday mornings talking to Mick and Louie about him. This is his second crop. He's got off to a wonderful start up there in Europe. He's had, 5 individual stakes horses. He's had 12 individual winners so far. He was the only sire in New Zealand to have 3 representatives in the Karaka Millions. And being by Time Test out of Yamania, this is her second foal, a young Purin Canto mare. She herself was a 3-win mare and a full sister to Rocanto. Big strong colt this, well grown like the Tavachi colt, the previous horse, and once again well muscled up. Typical of Time Test, do enjoy their food, and he is a horse that's done very well during the prep. Obviously he's a 21st of September foal, and so he certainly has age on his side. Hopefully he's one that we might see in the Karaka Millions next year. That was lot 689, the Time Test colt out of Yamania. The next one is lot 923, an Ardrossan colt out of the mare Laurel. This is another young Purin Canto mare. We're selling this on behalf of Brown Thoroughbreds, Max Brown there in Wellington. And this is from Mac O'Reilly's family, the very good mare and Plume from Fairdale Stud. These are lovely colt this, and this being the first crop of Ardrossan, the young Reduced Choice stallion standing there at Waikato Stud. He's a very well balanced horse, plenty of leg under him. A very attractive horse, a lovely colour on him, and he's a colt that's always had our attention all the way through the prep. As you can see, he's well grown. Alyssa there leading the horse is 6 foot. She towers over me, being an employee, and I'm the employee. But he's a lovely horse, good-natured horse. Once again, another horse, we just have to keep an eye on his tucker and make sure he doesn't overdo it. It'll be very interesting to see how the young stock of Ardrossan are viewed by the buyers this year. If they're anything like this boy, I think they'll be very popular. That was lot 923, the Drossen colt out of Laurel. Lot 862 is our next, another time test colt out of the How Bad Do You Want It mare. I'm a Lady. I'm a Lady was a 6-win stakes placed mare. This is a colt that I do like a lot. We sold his full sister last year to Shane Kennedy and Anna Furlong down there in Christchurch. I know they've got quite a rap on this filly. Unfortunately, this boy, the farrier, didn't get round to getting his shoes on today, so you can see he's just feeling those front feet, but he is a lovely moving horse, this. He really is. Very athletic horse. And currently in this family, Princess Carla, it's a very strong South African family. Goes back to the Ajasco family from Petrava, from Fairdale there, but just recently Princess Carla ran third in the Group 1 there in South Africa. As you can see, you know, he's got a lovely shoulder on him, plenty of length about him, and a very athletic colt. As I said, you know, he is a colt that I've liked all the way from the beginning, and I'll be very interested to see how this boy goes at the sales. That was lot 862, time test I'm a Lady. The next one is lot 741. This is the Rip Van Winkle filly out of Bingo Betty. Now this filly is being sold on behalf of the client Ben Kwok there in Singapore. Ben is donating the funds from this filly to go towards charity, towards Gina Schick's charity and Katrina Williams' Catwalk Trust. Ben has been very generous in offering this filly through our draft to be sold on behalf of for these two charities, so it's a lot of thanks go out to Ben Kwok. Look, this is from Count Shivas' family. She's a big filly, she's well grown. We actually weighed her yesterday. She weighed in at 480 kilos. She's well grown, and she does have a 22 September birth date. She's been a filly that has been with us for the last 4 months. So she has done all her early growing out there at Windsor Park before she came down here. As you can see, the S brand on her shoulder. Bingo Betty is a 2-win Fastnet Rock mare, and this is her 6th foal. And as I said, a lot of thanks to Ben Kwok for donating all the proceeds to the two charities. That was lot 741, the Rip Van Winkle filly out of Bingo Betty. Okay, the next lot in is lot 841. This is a Pure Encanto filly. She's out of a mare called Grace and Eva, and she's just having a look at the camera. Well done, Ella. We're in the metaverse, Ella. There might be a Martian that jumps out and scares you. Okay, Grace and Eva. She's a Stravinsky mare. And this filly is a full sister to Classic Unicorn, who's a 4-win horse up there in Hong Kong. He's been a very fast horse up there in Hong Kong. And obviously, Pure Encanto needs no introduction. He's had a wonderful season. He's had 18 stakes performers since in the last 14 months, since the 1st of January last year. And he certainly is not a sex-biased stallion by any stretch of the means. We've seen his fillies step out there on the track, his fillies and mares, and Rockin' Horse, Bellucci Babe, Bonham. He is a sire of both sexes. This is obviously the family of Might and Power, and this more recently is the family of Mighty Beal, who won the cup there for Go Racing, and Albert Bosner from the Chris Wallace stable last weekend there in Australia. Purin Canto is the sire of 22 individual stakes winners and 47 stakes horses to date, and his progeny have won in excess of 42 million. The interesting stat with Purin Canto is where he is starting to stamp his mark is there in Australia with a runner to winner ratio of 68%. We all know how well he's done up there in Hong Kong with a runner to winner ratio of 70%, but he is really stamping his mark there across the Tasman. Okay, next one is lot 748, a time test filly out of Brannickers. This filly's name is Victoria. She's owned by the staff, and this is their first yearling for many of them, all of them actually, that are putting through the national yearling sales. Victoria's out of a mare is a filly out of a mare called Brannickers by Darcy Brahma. She was a 3-win mare, trained there in Australia by Chris Lees. This filly goes back to the Good Sunbride family, the traditional family here at Little Avondale, and is the family of obviously General Commander Lumpqua, who won Caulfield Cups, Melbourne Cups. This is Brannickers' 5th foal, and she's a young mare that I really wanted to give a chance and to see if we can get a bit more black type up close and take us back to those good old days of General Command and Straight Drawn Limca. It's also the family of Down the Aisle and Gold Pulse. As I said earlier, Time Test has had 12 individual winners now. He has been fully inundated up there in the north, and he'll cover a full book of 190 mares. Okay, that was 748, the Time Test out of Brannickers. Here we have 991, a Time Test filly out of the Pinsmere and Pin-Up Lay. This is Leigh Beale's family. She ran second there in the Caulfield Cup, and it goes back to Lilia, who won the South Australian Cup. Just recently, this filly's half-sister ran a second and third down there in the South Island, page 3. Pin-Up Lay is a sister to Larry's Never Late, who was a Group 3 winner, and Collar, who was owned by Lloyd Williams and was by O'Reilly and trained by Graham Rogerson to win at listed level there in Australia. He won 8. Plenty of leg under this filly. 22nd of October filly, and she's going to more of a 3-year-old type, and as filly gets over a bit of ground, she's got a lovely relaxed walk on her when she gets going, and got a wonderful temperament. That was lot 991, the Time Test filly out of Pin-Up Lay. Now we're only parading for you today the horses that are here on site at Little Avondale. There are 5 horses in our draft that aren't here, that are over in the Manawatu, owned by John O'Brien, one of our vets, and Christopher Grace there at Surrey Farm. We won't be parading those. We can't jump and call the Jetsons and zoom across in the hyperspace and pop down there and quickly parade for you. We'll just be showing the horses that we've got here at the stud. Okay, we're going to move into Book 1 now. And the first of our Book 1 horses is lot 448, a Time Test filly out of the Tavistock mare and Night Nurse. Now, this filly's owned by Greg Clark up there at Tauranga. This is a cracking filly, a filly I've got a lot of time for, and I've enjoyed watching this filly's progress all the way through. She was a 6-win mare, Night Nurse, and this is her first foal. And I think she's done a cracking job on her first foal. Night nurse was stakes placed. She was listed place, and this is the family of inventory, and goes back to beat the fade and dawn till dusk. As you can see, a real free moving filly, well balanced filly, got those typical time test markings, and as I said, you know, she is a filly that I have really enjoyed having here on the farm and enjoyed watching her grow up since she was a baby. The only thing that's wrong with this filly is that she's in the ownership of Greg Clark and not Little Avondale Stud. I'd love to own her because I think she's a ripper. But best of luck to Greg. He's an okay bloke. That's lot 448, the time test filly out of Night Nurse. Okay, the next one. This is another time test filly, lot 543. A time test filly out of the Pentime mare Rosario. Once again, you can see that beautiful walk on her, typical of the stock of time test. This is actually the last foal out of Rosario. She's the dam of Saint Emilion, trained there by Murray Baker, who won at Group 1 level. He was a 15-win horse, Saint Emilion, and this makes this filly a half-sister to a Group 1 winner, obviously. It's been a good family for leaving winners of many races. You know, Rural Instinct won 13. Jinsky Rose was a good 7-win mare. Any horses that can win over 4 or 5 races, you know, you have to be good on the track. Lovely colour, this filly. As I said, really sweet moving filly. And this is the last foal from the mare out of Rosario. Actually, in Australia, this filly's half-sister, Santa Fe Rose by Per Encanto, has had 2 starts for 2 wins. She's a filly that hopefully finds a really good home. Stud Farms should be looking at her. Okay, lot 36. This is a shooting to win filly out of the mare Urban Royale. She's by Exceed and Excel, and this is her second foal. We sold her So You Think out of the mare last year. She's gone to Tony Golan's stable. You can see a great hip on this filly. She's got a real good bum on it, got great forearm, plenty of muscle, and I think she's the 2-year-old of our draft. She's very physical. She's a 31st of October foal. Urban Royale was a winner and goes back to Elise's family. And this is also the family of Astern. It's one of Sheikh Mohammed's good families. So recently we've just seen Tazort covering a lot of mares there at Newgate and doing a wonderful job over there. But you can see the physicality in this filly through a great forearm, good shoulder muscle, big hip on her. She's got a good strong head and plenty of bone underneath her. Lot 36 is the shooting to win filly out of Urban Royale, and I think she's one of the 2-year-olds of our draft. Okay, 148 is the next lot, a time test filly out of Camelino. Camelino, this is her first foal. She's a young Per Encanto mare. And Camelino herself is a full sister to Del Cello. Del Cello was obviously a Group 1 winning 2-year-old here in New Zealand. He went on to Australia to be trained over there by Chris Lees. He was a joint second top 2-year-old here in New Zealand. He was a 5-win horse in Del Cello, but it's also the family of Aloha, Lights of Heaven, and it goes back to that siren Alamosa that stood there at Willfield. Once again, young mare, first foal. The mare's done a great job. She really has. She's currently has a Super Seth colt at foot, and she unfortunately missed this year. Good doing filly this. Filly we have to watch with the condition. But for a first foal, got plenty of muscle, not lacking any bone, which can be the case sometimes, as we know, with first foals. Certainly not in this filly's case. And a filly that, once again, I do like and have enjoyed having here in the draft. Lot 381. We've got a lineup of Purincanto fillies now, and as I said, Purincanto's had a wonderful season, hasn't he? He was champion sire there in Hong Kong last year. He's the leading sire up in Hong Kong for individual winners again currently. But he's doing a wonderful job here in Australasia, Australia and New Zealand. And with his females, he's going extremely well. This is a Purincanto filly, lot 381 out of Las Vegas. She's by Fast and Famous, 6-win mare. And she's a half-sister to Caravali and Cernate. Cernate obviously trained by Lisa Latta and been a very consistent, reliable racehorse on the track there for Lisa. And this is owned by a bunch of friends down in Wellington. And this is a filly that you look at her and you go, you wouldn't expect to be waiting too long to see her winning on the track. Typical Purincanto, great bum on her, real good hip. But once again, got lovely balance through her shoulder, through to her hip, and a sensible filly. As we know, with all these Purincantos, you do have to be mindful of their condition, as they are very good doing horses. Fantastic temperament on her, and has come a long way, this filly. Her half-brother by Tavachi, I believe, has just been recently sold to Hong Kong off the trials. He had 2 trials for 2 wins, winning them both by 5 lengths for Alex Oliveira there in Cambridge. Okay. Keep going, because I don't want to put anyone to sleep, as I have put some drivers to sleep from Waikato Stud that crashed and wrote the car off. Lot 571, Purincanto filly out of Shavasti. Shavasti was a Avondale Cup winner. She was a Group 1 winning mare. She's by Monsieur, the only Group 1 winning Monsieur mare in the Southern Hemisphere. This filly is being sold on behalf of Lib Britannia, JML Bloodstock, Barlow Thoroughbreds and Little Avondale. This is her 8th living foal. Fair bit of length about this filly. She's a 6th of September filly. She's got a fair, she's going to be a big filly in time. She's going to be more of a 3-year-old type, an autumn 3-year-old type. Got a bit of attitude to her. She's a nice, tough filly. She is no wussy, and she's one of the better ones the mare's left. Her 3-year-old is currently in work with Guy Larry there in Hawke's Bay. She's been in the stable 3 days, so hopefully she's only doing 3/4 pace and not doing 2 laps in a full gallop yet. But this family, obviously, Tourbillon Diamond just the other night ran 4th in the Champions Mile, just behind Golden 60, who ran 3rd in the same race. Samari was a recent group. She was a Group 3 winner over there a couple seasons back for Trent Bussutton, and he's got a Purincanto filly over there, Manasseh, who he picked up a couple wins in her last 3 starts. Okay. Lot 607. This is another Purincanto filly out of the mare Starguest by Pentire. This is Starguest's last foal. She's a well-grown filly, this, for a 7th of November foal. She is very well-grown. I think she's been a bit wary about us out here. See if you get it going, Katie. Just okay. Destiny Child, the half-sister of this filly, won just the other day, last week actually. And it's also, she's a half-sister of this filly to Jack Star and Annie Star, which makes this filly in turn the three-quarter sister to Charm Star, who ran second there in the Oaks, and the New Zealand Oaks and the Queensland Oaks for Lisa Latta. Unfortunately, she didn't have much luck when she went across to Chris Waller's stable, but I believe she's back and work there with Lisa at the moment, and Lisa says that she's very happy with her. So let's hope that Charm Star can get back to the form she had earlier on in her 3-year-old career. So this filly is a three-quarter sister to her by Purincanto, and as I said, the last foal out of the mare, Starguest. She's now, it's her 9th living foal, and this, she's had 7 to the races for 7 winners. So she's 100% on the track, and must be time for afternoon nap. Now she's starting to relax. I think she's a bit wary of me under the tree. Okay. Lot 326. Another Purincanto filly out of the mare Irish Cream. Irish Cream is an O'Reilly mare, a young O'Reilly mare. This is only her 2nd foal. This is the family of Dontalar. This is a cracking filly. She really is. Physical filly. Got a fair bit of presence about her. Beautiful top on it. Got that good strong brown colour to her. And look at the bum and the hamstring on her. You know, she's got a very good gaskin, very good hind quarter. Very physical, great forearm. Got that sensible brain. And obviously, as you can sense it from me, that I obviously like her. Some of you may have picked up she's just got a little bit of bog in that front foot. That was a seedy toe that we had to dig out and clean out way back, and anyhow we've just tidied it up. It's all cosmetic, and but this is a filly that she gets along. Look at her move, and she, as I say, she's got a fair bit of presence about her, and a filly that who should present very well at the sales. Okay, lot 460. Now, if you want to get serious, this is the filly you get really serious on. She's a bit of a wow filly, this. She's out of a Bernardini mare, Omana, a young mare, 2nd living foal out of her. We're selling this filly on behalf of Mick Ormond there in Hawke's Bay. Real staunch traditional breeders there, the Ormond family, and very privileged to be selling a filly of this quality on behalf of Mick. Look, this goes back to our traditional family. Sandaray, she was a champion mare or champion filly of her year there in Australia when she won the Oaks, the Wakefield and the Kearney. Obviously, more direct, Omana's a daughter of Gussie Godiva, so it makes this Omana a half to Roman Emperor. This filly is a beautiful walking filly, and obviously covers a bit of ground, a lot of quality about her, a lovely head on her. Beautiful top, and just a quality animal. Very much a filly that you're very happy to take home as a teenager to meet mum and dad. Okay, that was lot 460, Purincanto filly out of Omana. Right, now we're going to move into the boys. Now Lot 330. This is a Purin Canto colt out of a High Chaparral mare, Stora. This is the 5th foal out of the mare. She's already had 3 to the track for 2 winners. And she's the mother of Desert Lightning, Astora, who won on debut there for Jelly. And I see he's going to line him up there in the Group 3 Matamata Slipper on Saturday. So best of luck to Peter and Dawn Williams there with Desert Lightning, the half-brother to this colt. He was a big physical horse, and you can see this guy here. He's got a lovely hind quarter on him once again, typical of the Purin Canto traits. He's a little bit up behind at the moment, and he is a 22nd of October foal. Got a good top to him, this horse. The lovely thing of this colt, as we know with Purin Cantos, that they certainly click with certain families, and is second damned by Giant Causeway, and that certainly is a great nick with a Street Cry. This is also the family of Reduced Choice, so wouldn't be of any surprise if Desert Lightning got up in the Slipper Stakes on Saturday. Okay, that was lot 330, the Purin Canto out of Astora. Now we have lot 520, a Bellato colt out of Real Angel. This colt obviously now is a full brother to Avanalo, who was a stakes winner. It is just his second start as a 2-year-old. He ran 3rd in the Cracker Millions there last year for the Tiakau stable, owned by Chris Rutten, a very good judge of a yearling. And Chris also had a runner in the race this year, run 4th, a time test colt. And Chris is most probably outside Tiakau, had more runners than anyone else in New Zealand as far as a purchaser, and certainly his strike rate is second to none. This is the family of Ma Kwa. She was an iron horse owned by, trained there in Australia, and she ended up having a couple of fractures early on in her career, but still got back to the track with a few pins in her. Real Angel is an O'Reilly mare, and this young fella is owned by our yearling manager, Morgan Percy, and this will be Morgan's first yearling to go to the sales. Good moving colt, this. And that is lot 520, the Bellato colt out of Real Angel, the full brother to Avanalo. Okay, 562, another Purin Canto colt out of the Rock and Pop mare Scintillating. This is a very staunch Waikato stud family. This is Diademe's family, Embellish's family. This is only the second foal out of the mare, and absolutely rapt to be selling this horse on behalf of Harvey Green, the breeder. He's a 1st of November foal, this colt, and as you can see, he's a pretty well grown horse for a November foal. Got a fair bit of energy to him too. Scintillating is a half-sister to Relucent and Lucetta, both by Severabil. And obviously it's the family of the young sire Embellished, who stands there at Cambridge Stud, and his first crop of yearlings will be there at Karaka this year. Once again, good hip on him, which is one of the traits with Purin Canto. And he can he can leave a good size yearling, as we know. Just been a little bit wary of us under the tree here. And that was lot 562, the Purincanto out of the young mare Scintillating, making that her second foal. Okay. The next one is lot 174, Purincanto out of Coastal Express. Coastal Express is a Lucky Unicorn 9-win mare, and this is her third live foal. And this is the family of that very good horse, that very reliable, consistent horse, Hypnos, trained from Roger James and Robert Wellwood stable. He recently obviously won the Taranaki Cup and ran second in the Group 2 Tauranga Stakes. And what a wonderful horse he has been for his owners. This is a handsome looking colt, well grown horse, plenty of size about him. But like the last horse, he's a 3rd of November horse, so he has done very well during the prep as far as growing out. Coastal Express is a half sister to Cawthorn, and he was trained by Andrew Campbell there, here in Masterton. And Cawthorn, he looked a really exciting horse in his career before, unfortunately, an injury curtailed and shortened his career. But he's a lovely horse, this. Lovely, big, easy walking horse, and a horse been easy to do anything with during the preparation. Lot 454, time test colt out of Nyrambler. Nyrambler's a Pins mare, and this is her second foal. As you can sort of get from the horses we're bringing out to you today, a lot of young mares in the draft. Nyrambler's owned by Greg Clark, they're from Tauranga, and this makes Greg's second horse that we'll be selling on behalf of him here at the National Yearling Sales. This is a lovely pedigree. It's Muzidora's and Tulip's family, and just recently It's a Rayday by Winning Rupert as a stakes winner on the page, and ran 4th at his last start in the Group 2 Western Australian Guineas. Time test, as we mentioned earlier, he's sire of 12 winners to date, 5 stakes horses already from his first crop. Lifetime breeding rights have been selling up to £115,000, and he's got a full book up there. He had a full book down here, and he's got off to a wonderful start. And as we mentioned once again, our only sire to have 3 runners in this year's Karaka Millions. Nyrambler, she was a 2-win mare over 1,000 metres, and she was a half to, she's actually a full sister to Miss Demi, who was stakes placed there at Hawke's Bay in the Finance Sprint. Wonderful family that, Flying Spurs family. It's been a strong family in the souring. Okay. Next one is 117, a time test colt out of the Singspiel mare Bella Rosalie. This is a beautiful cross on paper, and he's a lovely horse. Singspiel and Debawi has been a magical cross. Debawi, he's just been an absolute sire sensation, and sired already over 200 stakes winners to date. This is a lovely colt. He's a half-brother to Strolling Vagabond, who won 8. Was Group 3 placed in the Counties Cup. This is actually only the 4th living foal out of the mare. She's had 3 to the races for 3 winners. And he is a neat horse. You may see on that hind leg there's a bit of a bump there. There was a sequestrum that was removed only 8 weeks ago and has healed up nicely and is going to resolve over time with the scar tissue. But he's a beautiful horse. Besides that wee blemish, hasn't worried him one little bit during the prep. He certainly has got a wonderful brain on him and a great temperament on him. It is a cross, as I mentioned. It's been a very successful cross on paper on the track, and those people that follow English racing, he will certainly hopefully make their shortlists. That was lot 117, the time test colt out of Bella Rosalia. Okay, we're getting down towards the end, and lot 442, here's a Severabil colt. He's out of another young man, Navapura. Navapura is an unraced Jimmy Shoe mare out of the good fat mare Vito Dara. So very closely related to Shavasti, who you saw early on. And obviously the same family as Torbjorn Diamond, who ran 4th in the Champions Mile the other day. Also from the family, Barrow Boy, who ran 3rd at his last start at Group 3 level in the Wellington Stakes for Go Racing before he was sold off overseas. This is her second foal. Her first foal, Social Distance, is by Severabil, and she's in work in training with Stephen Marsh. This is a lovely, well-grown horse, typical Severabil, and he is a Severabil that you do have to watch his tucker. He'll get very big on you very quick, but he is a pretty laid-back character, this bloke. He really is, and been easy to do anything with. Got great feet and good bone on him, good top, and we just can't get him out to the paddock too often. Severabil's obviously been a wonderful sire, and sired more. He's the leading sire of stakes winners this year in Australasia with 16 wins. But the interesting thing is with Snitzel, who's second to him, has had 10 less wins behind him. Severabil's, I think, 27 wins for his 16 stakes winners. Amazing sire. Okay, here we go. Our last lot that we're going to be showing you here from our draft here at Little Lavender. As I mentioned, there's 5 other horses that are not here. This is lot 1. Concerned being tickled pink to have a longer or delayed starting date. And we look forward to seeing you all there at Karaka, and please come and see the LA team big on winning.